I was talking about encystation. So what is the process of encystation? In encystation, the parent body form a three-layered structure. A three-layered structure in this way. They form a three-layered structure, and this three-layered structure is known as cyst. It is known as cyst, and the parent is present inside the cyst. So when the favorable condition comes, this parent body, it divides into number of cells by binary fission. It divides into number of cells, and then this cyst burst. And what happened? The small daughter cells are produced. They are produced in the environment, and they grow and develop into a mature individual. So this is the process of encystation which occur during unfavorable condition. So during unfavorable condition, encystation occur. Now, in the kingdom fungi and some plants such as algae, they also show asexual reproduction through special reproductive structures. In their life cycle, special reproductive structures are found, and they are commonly known as zoospores. They are known as zoospores. They are the motile asexual reproductive bodies. So they are present and which reproduce asexually. There are some other asexual reproductive structures also which are found in different organisms. For example, conidia, which is found in penicillium. Then hydra. In hydra you may found birds. Birds are present. Then in case of sponges, gemmules are present. So these are the few asexual bodies which are present, which are found on these organisms. You can see from the diagram here, this is a conidia. This is a conidia. This is a small bird, and here you can see this is a gemmule. This is a gemmule, and this is a zoospores which are present in species of Chlamydomonas. So these are the few asexual reproductive bodies which are found in different organisms. Now this was about the asexual reproduction, how it occurs in animal, what all are the asexual bodies. Now let's talk about plants. In plants, vegetative propagation is very common. Vegetative propagation you have already studied in your previous classes. So now there are various unit of vegetative propagation also which are present through which different plants they reproduce. For example, suckers. Suckers are the plants which do not form a seed. They do not form a seed, and here they develop from the meristem of root. In root, the meristematic tissues are present, actively dividing tissues, that is known as meristematic tissues are present, and they form a new plant. For example, in case of mint, banana, you may find suckers. Now runners are the horizontal stem which produce roots and sometimes shoot at the nodes. The best example is grass. You all have seen grass growing in the garden. So what happened? Sometimes you must have tried to take out grass also. So grass, what happened? These are the horizontal stems which produce roots. So they produce root also at the same point, that is at the node. They produce root also and they produce shoot also. So example is very common example, that is grass. Now rhizome, they are the underground stem. They are the modified underground stem, fleshy, and they sends roots and shoot from its node. For example, ginger. Then tubers, potato is the very common example of tuber. It is also a modified stem and it stores starch. It stores starch in the form of food. Now bulb are the short stem with fleshy leaves that function as food storage. Example, onion. So you all have seen onion, you have seen the flakes. So the flakes, the fleshy flakes, that is the nothing, they are the leaves, and that, and below that is a condensed stem is present. So the common example is onion. Now offset. What is offset? They are the part of branch or stem by which a plant can reproduce asexually and a new daughter plant is formed. For example, lily and tulip. So they are the branch of stem, they are the part of stem, or they are the part of branch, and when we grow them, so they reproduce asexually and form as a new daughter plant and form a whole plant. Now all these structures that we have discussed, runner, sucker, then bulb, offset, they all are known as vegetative propagules. Now fragmentation is also a very common method which is often found in Spirogyra, in Hydra. So here what happens, the parent body, it divides into different parts and each part develop into a new individual or new plant. Now there is a one term that I would like to talk about, that is terror of Bengal. Now what is terror of Bengal? Okay, you must have heard about a plant, water hyacinth. So water hyacinth is an aquatic plant and it is the most invasive weed. Weed. What is weed? Weed are the unwanted plants. Unwanted plants which grow. So it is the most invasive weed and it grows in standing water. Whenever there is a standing water, you must have seen plant growing at the top of the water. That is nothing, they are the water hyacinth, because it has a very high vegetative propagation rate. It reproduces very fast. So this plant is not an Indian plant, it was introduced in India. Why? Because of its beautiful flower and shape of the leaf. But and it show phenomenal rate of vegetative propagation, that why it was introduced in India. But that time we were unaware about this terror of Bengal. So now what happened, as this plant grow in standing water, so and it grow very quickly, it occupy the whole surface of the water sometimes. So what happened, the aquatic animals which live inside the water, there is a shortage of oxygen for them, because this plant consume whole oxygen which is dissolved in water, and due to this there is a shortage of oxygen for the aquatic animals, and due to this sometimes they die also. So that's why it is known as terror of Bengal. Now another mode of vegetative propagation only, you must have seen in a plant called bryophyllum. In the leaf of the bryophyllum, at the margin, at the notches, you must have seen adventitious buds are present. So they grow, and when this bud get matured, it fall from the margin of the leaf on the ground and grow into a new plant. So this is also one of the method of vegetative propagation. So with this we have concluded that asexual and sexual mode of reproduction are exhibited by higher plants. In higher plants you find both type of reproduction, but mostly in case of animals only sexual reproduction is present. Only in case of lower animals or in single celled organism you found asexual reproduction, but in advanced and most of the animals sexual mode of reproduction is present. So this is all for today. Sexual mode of reproduction we will be discussing in the next lecture. So read the chapter till this asexual reproduction carefully. Make all the diagrams. Thank you.